Welcome to Brothers-In-Flaw Sports. I'm your host, Normie. And hello, my bottom tonight, our other host, Cunyado, and our co-host, Cody and Chase, as
Hello.
likes to be called tonight, the Lawless Sobriety.
Just came to me.
It came to you just like
in a dream.
So anyway, we got a pretty nice show today. Not only we're going to go through our fantasy football, but also got a couple topics to talk about. One that I kind of forgot about, but I really want to talk about. What the hell is up with this Urban Meyer shit?
Hey, Daddy Urban was just going around just feeling frisky. That was pretty strange, to be honest with you. Did you see the video? I'm sure everybody watched the video, right?
I watched a little bit of one, and then but there was one picture or still from it that, basically him just grabbing up all on that woman.
See, I didn't see him grabbing. I saw him which I didn't watch the whole thing, so in my opinion, really doesn't count. But yeah, he was just hands down, like I'm not touching you, but I don't want you to leave.
No. There's at least a second angle of the video where he is definitely using illegal use of hands.
Illegal use of hands. Well,
Urban Meyer.
Hands to the tip.
Hands to the tip.
I think mostly it was on the ass pelvic region. I didn't see any hands to the tip, but I mean it was egregious if you're a married man.
Yeah,
I actually haven't seen the video. I heard all about it, but I haven't seen it.
Well, that's egregious too, especially when you're a head coach in the NFL. You just lost a game on a late second field goal. You didn't travel back with your team. You decided to stay in Ohio. And then this comes out.
Well, yeah, he's all about the ripping and the tearing.
There's a lot wrong with it. There's a lot that people would be like, hey, man, this is big shit, this, that, and the other. But obviously, you could find anybody, most staffs have at least college, NFL, doesn't matter, 3 or 4 dudes who are doing this on a nightly basis.
Jerry Freshwater.
You're Urban Meyer. You're incredibly recognizable. You should know better. I'm really surprised that he didn't know better. It was at his own bar in Ohio. The fact that he didn't travel back with the team is a mind blower. His stated reason was he wanted to clear his head. And apparently, clearing his head is clearing 2 heads at once. As in, I want to get this shit off.
Well,
it's Wednesday night already.
Bless his heart.
But yeah, I mean, this has got to be the biggest failed experiment for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that bar was already pretty low, and Urban has just dropped it even further. I mean, not only with his statements about playing in the NFL is like playing Alabama every week. I mean, just the Tim Tebow thing, which I still don't understand why he had Tim Tebow there.
He was an excellent blocker, okay?
I mean, if he would have brought him in as I guess, do they have analysts or something in NFL teams?
Tim Tebow's an athlete. He's a player. He's not a coach. He's a baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, and tennis player.
All righty. But then you got this as well.
Kid's doing something.
Oh yeah, I'm going to my own bar right now that I own.
I think Kent's taking a shower right now.
Kid, do not let the college co-ed dance on you. I repeat. It's a trap.
That's a trap.
I feel like if I flirt with her enough, then maybe something cool might happen.
No.
Or maybe I might lose my job.
Nothing good will happen.
Yeah. I mean, what do y'all think?
Bad things will come.
The thing for Urban Meyer is he can only feel upward from this point. The Jags let him go, and they should. He's been an abject disaster since he's been there.
Wait, he got fired?
Yeah, go ahead and let him go. And then he goes to USC, and he makes that program relevant again because USC should be relevant. They always have been, other than, I don't know, like the last 15 years. So, I mean, this is like the most happiest marriage of all time, unless you're Urban Meyer's wife.
Honestly, at this point, do you think USC is going to take him?
Dude, look, as much as I don't like the guy, and I don't like him, I think he's kind of a piece of shit. But, I mean, at Bowling Green, he made them the best team in the MAC for 2 or 3 years. I think he almost took them to an undefeated season. And we're talking about Bowling Green, which is perennially one of the worst programs in college football. And then he goes to Utah. He takes them, now granted, not in the Pac-12 at that point, but in the Mountain West, to an undefeated season, and then shellacked Florida in the bowl game, I believe. And then goes to Florida and beats everybody's ass.
Why do you know so much about Urban Meyer and you say you hate the man?
He was at Utah.
What did I say? Did I say Utah?
Yeah, you said Utah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It wasn't Florida. It was Alabama. He beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl.
Oh, yeah. It was Cincinnati. They got Florida. It was Utah. Yeah. They got Bama. You're right. But, look, man.
That was the year Alabama went undefeated until this SEC championship.
The guy, everywhere he's been successful collegiately. Now, in the NFL, 0-4, struggling, seems to have lost the team, according to a lot of reports. I mean, can't really keep his head above water right this second. But collegiately, he has not failed ever. I mean, now when it gets hard, when the going gets hard, he's like, oh, man, health issues. I'm going to bail on Florida. Oh, man, like my assistant coach maybe beat his wife. I'm going to bail on Ohio State now. Does he have a pattern of when it gets hard, he gets going? 100%. But that's also why it makes perfect sense to why USC, who needs an injection of life from a coach that has not ever at the NCAA level failed to bring in Urban Meyer. Whereas the Jags have failed underneath almost all head coaches. They're not a good team.
That can be argued.
Yeah.
I still don't know what Kent's doing. Does he really have his own bar?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that was his bar. He owns that fucking place.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you. Where's his screen?
Oh, I don't own my own bar. Not yet.
Not yet, anyway. Where all the papers come through the bank.
Yeah, like I said, that bar was already low, but damn. The Jaguars just... I mean, what would help them at this point? I mean, would just packing up and moving somewhere, changing the team name, something like that?
Hold on. I'm just going to pitch it off of you guys and I want some real honest answers about this. If I own my own bar, I want to call it damn it.
The Birmingham Bull Wieners.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. Yeah.
Well, you think on that one real quick.
I thought you had something.
I did too.
Yeah, I think he did.
Our silence is your cue.
It sounds like he's stirring a drink, like he's practicing.
Really did have something for that.
Anyway, so I don't think USC would take Urban Meyer at this point. I think
you're outside of your goddamn mind.
I mean, at this point, they just he's damaged goods at this point. They had to run him off at Ohio State. They're about to run him off from Jacksonville.
Well, look at who USC's had. Alcoholic after drunk redneck Cajun.
Was Clay Helton really an alcoholic?
History, as far as them having to run him off, he has always left on his own accord. Now, has it been in good graces? No, not whatsoever. But he has always left and been like, health issue, have to attend to family, this, that, or the other. And yes, obviously this falls right into his wheelhouse of being able to leave scot-free. But, I mean, the man wins at the NCAA level, no matter what.
Cat, are you turning like the little thing in bingo that has all the like
he's playing balls
in it? That's what it sounds like. You're turning that thing. What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
There's some noise behind you that sounds like the little cage wheel thing that they turn when
the bingo.
Yeah, there's a name for that thing, but we all know what you're talking about.
Ball tumbler. Kent's a natural ball tumbler. Always said it.
Oh, really? Honestly, like, I'm just on a headset right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Funny, because last time we saw you were walking outside to collude with AJ. Exactly.
Now I'm just sitting outside. Is it still ball tumbler?
No.
I made a mess. Damn. Sorry, Megan.
Is it stabilized now?
Stabilized. Yeah. Stable, sir. No, you're not
stable.
Okay, it's probably I was walking around. I was doing laundry.
Yeah. It sounded like you were doing laundry. I was going to guess you were in the laundry room. But then he had the bingo idea. That sounded way better.
All righty. Well, let's move on to our next story. And let's see what y'all think about this one.
But wait, did Urban Meyer get fired or what?
No.
So there.
He's right here.
Hold on, because I think this one is chock full of fucking ads. So I got to unshare the audio.
I read that article, Normie, and I think that Reagor's full of bullshit. I think he definitely threatened this dude and definitely wanted to fight him.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can ever get definitive proof on that. I do think that professional athletes getting this butt hurt about this stupid shit is I don't know. I've never been in that position. But I do believe that the vet, not even the vet minimum, like the practice squad minimum is like $250,000. I think it actually might be a little bit higher than that.
It's $400,000.
Yeah. If I'm getting paid that kind of money, I'm not listening to the bullshit somebody says about my fantasy production. And I'm damn sure not getting butt hurt enough about it's very much like Kevin Durant in his burner account. Like, are you really so sensitive that you need to defend yourself against people who have never played your sport or done what you do? Like, that's weak. Like, that's really weak.
Did Kevin Durant got caught with a sock account?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So, Eagles spokesman responds to Jalen Reagor allegedly threatening to fight a fan over lack of fantasy football points. So, Jalen Reagor has been trending on social media this week when he allegedly, and I love how they say allegedly in here when there's actual proof and evidence that, but allegedly sent threatening messages back to a fan who joked about giving him a Big Mac if he scored 13 or more fantasy points against the Dallas Cowboys on Monday. Once he failed to do that, the fan told him he sucked. Reagor allegedly went off the deep end and told the guy to send his address so they could fight.
Very mature.
Yeah. However, Philadelphia Eagles beat writer Chris Franklin got word from a spokesman that stated the direct messages were doctored and fake. A team spokesman says the images of an alleged conversation between the Eagles wide receiver Jalen Reagor and a fan are not real and are doctored. A spokesman said the team is working to take care of the situation. Hard to believe since the person who posted it also screen recorded to show further proof that it was indeed Reagor.
Yep.
Reagor spoke about it in 2 since deleted tweets. If the Eagles say it's fake, it's clear they have moved past the incident and don't plan on doing anything about it. So
I would use those tweets looking pathetic as well.
Yeah, that.
And once again, I could never, ever, ever do what I've always thought it was Jalen Reagor, but I'm not 100% on that. It doesn't matter. I couldn't do what he does. I mean, he's a professional football player, and that is like the 0.00001% of people who ever put pads on can get to that level. But to let that kind of stuff get underneath your skin is just wild to me. It's just absolutely wild.
I believe you. Yeah, I think you can do it.
I mean, really, he just said that he sucked. That was it. I mean, I figure like most athletes get some kind of messages like that all the time.
I mean, Happy Gilmore, he just took the Happy Gilmore approach to it. Like, you suck, Bob Barker.
Price is wrong, bitch.
I mean, you always feel like you could probably push through that. First off, not just your payroll, but secondly, just, isn't it, I don't know, isn't it part of the course? Like, hey, there's a lot of people who are going to say a lot of mean things to you no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And you've got to learn to let that stuff slide off your back. And the fact that he couldn't and responded in the way that he did, I don't know. I thought it was really mentally weak.
Yeah, I mean, to me, a response would have just been like, "Oh man, I guess I'm not getting that Big Mac or something," or just sending him like a game check of how much he made just for that game.
Yeah,
and that'd be the end of it, or just even a hey, thanks for watching the game, or something like that.
Yeah, keep it classy,
Yeah, I mean, like it could literally be nothing.
He also plays for Philly. They're notorious for being like, City of Brotherly Love is it's not an actual thing. I don't think, is it?
I mean,
they threw snowballs at Santa.
I mean, duh. Can't wait for that.
So I do want to ask y'all. So, have any of y'all ever sent like a direct message to somebody on your fantasy football team? Because I'm not really, I'm not really defending this guy. I kind of think he's a dick too. Because, I mean, I don't know. Have y'all ever sent a message like that?
Negative.
Or just any message, period?
100% negative. And I also think that anybody who thinks that these people who are like this is their career and somehow it dictates your life and you should be angry with them for not performing, well, that's pathetic. I mean, that's all it is. It's pathetic. Like, if they do good, then great. But if they don't perform, then, well, that's not their fault. I mean, it's bounce the ball. It just happens. I mean, people who live and die and breathe by fantasy football so much to ridicule or belittle somebody that does something that they could never in a million years even hope to do, it's pathetic.
Yep.
Those are harsh words coming from such a tiny man, but I guess I agree with you.
Yeah, and also coming from such a tiny man, like I know that you could give me, and my stature, and my build, 100 million years, and I would never be able to do what they do. I mean,
you just don't believe in yourself enough, Kent. Like, it's okay. You can do it. I'll be there for the tree out. I got you.
Going back to the conversation we're having before we went on air, we might have to make those messages public.
Anyway, Cody, what do you think?
I agree. Jalen Reagor he just looks like a punk right here. Just a teenager. This is something a teenager would do.
How old is he?
He's probably 26. I mean, he's
old enough to know better.
I mean, and I agree. The guy sending him a message is also a little psychotic and silly and ridiculous, but you can't act like that. It's ridiculous. And I lost a lot of respect for Jalen Reagor. That said, we don't know 100% sure that it's real, but it does look like it is. I mean, there's a lot here.
A lot to look at.
So I won't rescind my respect.
So here's the beat writer, and then here's the guy who sent it, and there's the video of that's, you can't really fake that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could, but it would take a lot of work, and he would have had to do it really quickly.
Yeah.
And if he wants to share stuff like that, then that means those dumbass messages he thinks are cool to represent him. So he's probably not smart enough to do all this that quickly.
Yeah.
So most likely it's real.
I think both of them are assholes in this situation. I've never messaged a football player or anything for fantasy wise. I don't even follow them on Twitter or anything.
I don't follow them any either.
That's just, I don't know. That gets to the point like Kenyatta started. That's just way too extreme. Go like what they say. Go touch some grass at that point.
What the?
We just witnessed a murder. Yeah. Are you alive? Blink twice to the blank screen if you're alive.
No, I'm fine. It's really weird. My mic is way better than I thought that it was. I'm just sitting outside.
Who just screamed though? Someone screamed.
Yeah, somebody definitely screamed.
No, that sounded like Jeff or somebody.
I'm about to say my dog started barking, but that was about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, it's incredibly pathetic as a fantasy football player or as anybody, sports writer, whatever, to get on these athletes about their performance on the field and act like they didn't do all that they could. I mean,
well, is there background with this sports writer in Reagor?
He is their like beat writer.
Well, then there may be stuff that we don't know. Could be.
I mean, he could have done this before. Honestly, though, yeah,
he probably
asshole shouldn't have sent the message to begin with. But Reagor could have just blocked him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not for like block chains, but if one particular person is doing something like that, just hit the block button and then move on.
Yeah,
take a stroll through your big mansion and move on. Like,
yeah, like I mean, it just like that should be pretty easy oil to let roll off your back.
What you don't know is Jalen Reagor is watching us right now.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
He's looking.
Well, I hope he is, and then if he is, I'm gonna tell him, like, dude, I think you're talented. You still haven't lived up to what you should have been in the get-go, but I don't think that it's too late. But probably focus less on the outside noise and definitely focus more on what you can actually control. As far as fantasy football players go, anybody, as far as fantasy football players go, who are disgusting enough to actually take it out on the players on their team or other teams are delusional and not right in the head. Like, I lost this week, but I wouldn't blame that on any of the people that I played, and I wouldn't blame it on any of the people that I played against.
You wouldn't blame it on Ryan Suckup because he's the one who single-handedly beat you.
Sure enough, and Dallas texted that, and that's fine. I mean,
that's okay.
I mean, I could easily be mad at Myles Gaskin for only getting 0.3 points, but
shit happens. Shit happens.
Yeah.
We try to guess what they'll do, and if they don't do it, that doesn't mean that they're wrong and not doing it. I mean, game plan dictates.
Honestly, can't even believe it's a conversation that people have to have.
I know, because people disconnect themselves from reality.
Yeah.
Like, they disconnect themselves from reality so quickly that they think that other people doing their own stuff immediately impacts them, and that they should be in control of that, which is wild because it's complete false narrative. I mean, you handle your own shit, they handle their own shit. I mean, fantasy football is fun, and it's a gamble. I mean, it's just a gamble. If Christian McCaffrey is a healthy scratch, in fact, Calvin Johnson got me like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely no injury designation whatsoever. I think I was driving from Auburn to Birmingham or Tuscaloosa to Birmingham, and I looked down at my phone. It was like Calvin Johnson, healthy scratch. It was like 15 minutes before game time. I was like, what the hell? Like, ankle injury. Son of a bitch. But do you know how much I hold that against Calvin Johnson? Exactly 0%. Because I'm not the one out there going and putting my body on the line for something like that. And I definitely couldn't do what he does or any of them do. I mean, was it disappointing? Yeah. Did I hold it against him, or have I held it against any NFL? No. And if you do that, you're pathetic. If you do that, you're pathetic. If you think that how they play, perform, or their injury designation is up to you and or your team, you're just pathetic. You're pathetic.
There's a lot of negativity coming from Mr. Lawley tonight.
Maybe if I insult him, he'll do better next week.
Yeah.
He's going to do it for me and for me alone.
This was for you, Bull Wiener.
Yeah, right. I heard what you said about me, Normie. And speaking of Bull Wieners, so first game up, it was a very shitty game. I don't know what happened with my team. I knew my defense wasn't going to do that good. I mean, it's against Baltimore, but damn. Of course, Tyson Williams, who was doing pretty decent for me, and then looks like they're pretty much just sending him off into the sunset. He was a healthy scratch. And it's not like Nathan's team really did that great.
No,
that's definitely not what I'd say.
Yeah, it was just a rough week.
Yeah.
Toughen.
But this next one, not only did we break a trend of Chase not really scoring much,
2
but
weeks
also he scored 100 points and won.
That is weird.
Big day. Big day.
Of course, it helped, you had Justin Herbert and Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, no, it's not like I drafted them or anything.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, if we just had less players on the bench, we could get more other players.
Honestly, but I all the people who did well for me, I picked up. First week of our interactions together.
We all did. We all drafted.
We did. My bench has done nothing for me. Waste them away.
How long is Julio supposed to be out?
That upsets me.
I thought it was 3 weeks.
Okay.
He's questionable to return this week.
Okay. He seemed to be gaining steam, and then he got injured.
Yeah.
Way she goes. Way she goes.
And then, yeah. Poor Brandon.
His team's not looking great so far.
No, it's not. I mean, the Dalvin Cook score was pretty low for him. And Adam Thielen. You would expect more from him.
Yeah.
But I know that the Chase Edmonds is hit or miss. That's one of those you got to predict.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one for old Brandon. But now let's get to this game. This was the number 1 scorer of the week playing the number 2 scorer of the week.
Well, the number 2 and number 3 because Steven's team ended up going crazy.
Yeah,
but still.
Thank you for correcting me. And that
I just
crashed and burned.
I was thinking the same thing. I was gonna maybe say it, and then I looked over and saw that 134 over there.
Yeah. That was Steven's dangerous again.
And he was
how always is.
Dallas was 0-3 going into that game, and then scored 117 to just barely beat you.
Texting me about it too. Sure enough,
I'm glad he's paying attention.
He says,
you're watching.
I told you, you're like auto drafted him. Like, no, Dallas drafted right there with us. Until everybody went shut off mode. Now Dallas was right there. And then texted me 2 days ago, like, suck up for the win. Better luck next year, kid.
I mean, Jalen Hurts had a pretty good week.
Yeah.
Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin.
If I had played my other tight end, not Conklin, but my other tight end, I would have won. And golly, that breaks my heart because I was so close to playing him otherwise.
Were you?
Yeah, they beat the shit out of Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo beat the shit out of Houston. So just everybody got points on that team.
Yeah.
Anybody who's tuned into Brothers-In-Flaw Sports, I am going to do my power rankings 32-1 on how I see them on a 60-second breakdown between now and the start of the game Sunday.
Okay. I don't feel good about where the Lions are going to fall.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Cody. I don't feel good about that either.
Don't even finish the sentence. I don't need to hear it.
I mean, they're still above the Falcons. So
the thing is, statistically, I mean, if you're just going wins and losses, they're the worst team in the league. Because all those, even the Jets and the Falcons have a win now, right?
Yeah, I definitely thought that the Lions, with how scrappy they've been and how in the game that they've been with the Niners and the Packers, but then getting beat by the Bears, man. I'm selling my stock on them. I am all the way out.
I just want them to win a game at this point. Just one.
Yeah. Like I am all the way out on the Lions. I really thought how they've been playing was so at least scrappy, but golly, man, the Bears are bad. And Dave Montgomery goes down. Bears are bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to hear a 60-second breakdown on how I feel about your team? You probably want to avoid that one.
Yeah. They've got the Vikings this week, so it's not a good team really, but we'll see how it goes. We will see.
All you can do. see which way she'll go.
So, Kenyatta, why do you still have 3 quarterbacks on your roster?
He's got so many bench seats.
And honestly, had he started Daniel Jones, he'd have won.
Yep, I thought about Daniel Jones as well. First off, it is incredibly hard to start the Giants quarterback, and I feel like everybody in this chat and anybody who's watching this with any partial football knowledge of the NFL knows that is incredibly hard. Although I believe as a fantasy scorer, he's number like 5 or 6.
How do you do this week?
He's number 6 quarterback.
Yeah, number 6.
And he didn't start.
And he scored over 20 in all but one of his games.
Yeah.
And the one he didn't score was 16.
I mean, they have designed runs for him. He is incredible. And then with my current makeup, I could pair him with Saquon Barkley. It makes a lot of sense. But I don't think that he's an elite quarterback. So therefore, I am hesitant on pulling the trigger with him. I have Justin Fields stashed because of what I saw him do in college. I think that he is way more elite than Dwayne Haskins, who was a complete NFL flop to this point. So I have trouble letting him go. And then Joe Burrow, I have saddled myself with Joe Burrow for the second year in a row. But look, you can talk about how he does not do what other quarterbacks do with his amount of volume for passing, and that's incredibly accurate. But when he's on, he's great. I like Joe Burrow so much, and I'm pulling for him and his cigar smoking ass so much. I mean, the dude is an absolute warrior. So
I like Joe Burrow too, but Daniel Jones has outscored him almost every week so far.
Well, Joe Burrow is 19th, and his position rank is 19.
So you're just thinking Joe Burrow has the higher ceiling.
You know, the thing is, I don't know. I really don't know. I think Joe Burrow is the better quarterback. I think that Joe Burrow has better weapons around him. I think now Higgins is on at least a 3-week IR, but he still got Tyler Boyd. Obviously, Jamar Chase is also on my team, and CJ Uzama, who just exploded last week. I also think that's an abnormality. I don't think that is what anybody should expect of CJ Uzama. Anywho, I don't know. I'm confused about my quarterback situation as well. I don't think that Justin Fields is good enough to hold on to, but I'm terrified as soon as I drop him, and like that's when he's going to have his game. I think Burrow is that good, and I also think that Daniel Jones, especially the design runs they're doing now in New York, I think he's that good as well. I mean, there were 3 different plays from the previous season where he clocked over Tyreek Hill's miles per hour.
Yeah, the one where he fell down was the highest speed for the year at that point when it happened.
When he got shot by a sniper.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Here we go. I'm falling down now.
Boom.
That was going to be a 90-yard touchdown run, and then
he was pulling away from DBs too. It was really impressive and out of nowhere. And
his upper body just got away from his lower body.
Yeah.
Something bit me.
It
was a bullet.
Said it was $1 million wound. Said a dime of that $1 million.
I think so. Out of my 3 quarterbacks, I think that Joe Burrow is the actual best NFL quarterback. I think that Daniel Jones has all sorts of upside, and I'm just not ready to let go of Fields to somebody who will will grab him, and then he's going to be their peacemaker. So
Who do you think's going to grab him?
What's that now?
Who do you think's going to get him? Like, who wants him? Does anybody want him? I don't want him.
The way your season's going, you'll be pretty down there for the waiver wire.
Me?
So, no, Kenyatta. So you should always be able to pick him up.
That is true. Also, other than my week 1 scoring, where am I at in actual scoring? Because I think week 1 I went like 68.
I think your total score is not bad, Kent. Yeah, you're right
You're
underneath.
8th. Or no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're 6th.
Yeah, you're right underneath me, and I'm 3-1. So that's pretty unfortunate. You have 70 points more scored against you than I have against me.
Yeah, you have. Wow, you have like 130 more points scored against you than I do.
Yeah. The most points against you of any team.
Yeah, that makes sense. That just follows.
Way of the road.
Ladies of the evening. Friends of the road.
Friends of the road.
Well, I mean, that's always a tough loss. And especially, I hate those losses where, like last week, it was pretty much, I lost. There's no way I could move a bench player had I started this person. But this is one of those that really gets you with the, man, if I had only started to this guy, I could have won.
No, it definitely was that. I thought about. I really didn't even think about it with Daniel Jones versus Joe Burrow. I definitely thought about that with Conklin versus my other tight end. I grabbed them both that same weekend. I abandoned the Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith experiment. That was a fucking nightmare. And if I just switched those two, and I was battling. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I lost, and a loss is a loss is a loss is a loss.
Yep. Fucking away she goes.
Away she goes, boys. Away she goes.
So here we got Trent and William. Because I'm not calling this Harrison's team anymore.
Yeah, it's a dual joint team now for Harry and Will.
It's Will.
To be fair. Yep.
And Trent's team had a down week and still scored over 100 and won comfortably.
Yeah.
But that's a down week for Will's team too. So, because those are like the top 2 scoring teams right there.
Yeah. Chris Carson didn't have a good week this week. And Devontae Smith. Wow.
It's Devontae Adams there. Devontae Smith actually did have a good week on my bench.
And Daniel Carlson. His defense, I mean, of course, when it's a 40-0 game, your defense probably did pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a short about the NFL and my Rams just recently for YouTube. It really doesn't even nearly encapsulate the pain that I feel. I was getting text messages from a few different people like, "Your Rams are the best team in the NFL," and I was like, I don't think so. I mean, they're 3-0. The Cardinals are 3-0. We don't really know what any of them really have to go, but the the Bills, I think they're the best team in the NFL right now. Like, I don't take the record into account. Don't look at like who is undefeated. The Bills are a complete team.
Yeah, the whole package.
They're really solid.
Bills Mafia hasn't had anything to talk about in a long time. It's just the year.
Yeah. It's going to be the year for their hockey team, too. I'm telling you.
I don't think so, Sean. If I were you, I wouldn't put my eggs in that basket.
Oh, I'm putting all my eggs in that basket. I've already got a bet on it.
He's actually he's saved $10,000 to put into the pot this year. So
yeah. I've already got the tattoo. I mean,
Normie, if you're putting like literally anything over $5 into the Sabres winning a goddamn thing, I feel like I need to talk to my sister and get her out of this mess.
Get her out.
She knows. She supports me all the way.
She knows.
There's absolutely no way that a logical human being.
She set up a fake. She set up a fake.
We're about to win a goddamn thing.
She set up a fake bank account for this whole thing. He doesn't know that he's not gambling with real money.
What was that? The Family Guy?
Yeah, Lowe's gives him a fake checkbook.
Yeah. Oh, but it was good to talk about DJ Moore. So DJ Moore is quietly having a pretty damn good season right now. He's ranked number 4. I think I've had him on my team before, but he's never done this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Panthers drafted him as a number 1 wideout, and he never really showed up to that billing. I was kind of bummed when they did it because not that I'm a Panthers fan, but I thought that Cam needed weapons because the only real weapon he had during his tenure was Steve Smith. But DJ Moore never really lived up to that billing. But now with Sam Darnold and expanded pass concept, Joe Brady and Sam Darnold, I don't know. I like a lot of the direction that the Panthers have. And then also, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Matt Rule and the Panthers also just signed Stephon Gilmore, 4-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, to their team.
So that's where he ended up.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are for real. I mean, their defense is already sick, nasty, and disgusting, and now they've got, especially if J.C. Horn can rebound off of his injury pretty quickly, and I think that he was on the 8-week IR. I'm not positive about that, but I mean, J.C. Horn and Stephon Gilmore controlling your outside. You're already predicated on defense anyways, and then also the fact that you have made Sam Darnold and that passing attack so lethal. Yeah, I think DJ Moore, I don't know. I like everything that's going on in Carolina as just a completely non-biased fan. Everything that's going on in Carolina is hopping.
Hopping.
Don't mind me just watching.
All right, Cody.
There he is.
Speaking of squeaking one out, this is.
It's interesting because it didn't feel like I squeaked it out because I had Mike Williams still to play on Monday and I had already clinched the win, but then Mike Williams only scored 1 point. So it stayed close. And I considered even benching Mike Williams in case he fumbled and went out of the game or something. But I thought about it, knew that was unlikely. And if our records are the same, it comes down to points scored. So he's been doing really well. He didn't help me this week much. But
he said, no, I know clean.
Yeah, but for the most part, everybody just scored what they were supposed to score. A couple scored more than they were. So I think my projected score was like 104, and I scored 110.
Yeah.
It was a good game for Matthew's team too, and just a tough loss. He had 55 points from his first two players, Mahomes and Henry, but then mostly underperforming, except Deebo Samuel. So basically, three players scored probably 70% of his points. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
80% of his points almost. So my team was the opposite. And David Montgomery had a great game and then got injured at the very end. So I will not have him this upcoming week.
How long's he out?
I think like 4 weeks. So
okay. Did you get his backup?
Nope.
No.
Trent did.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And I don't have great options at running back. So I think what I've done for now, I've moved Devontae Smith back up to receiver.
And move Zach Moss in there.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's what I did. I can't remember exactly what I did, but it's not a huge hit because David Montgomery wasn't always scoring 22, but he has been a solid player so far.
Yeah. Alrighty. Final game. So Santana, another L for him.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's terrible, AJ. Are you watching, AJ? If you are, you're not doing very good. I don't know if you've been setting your lineup or not, or paying any kind of attention whatsoever.
He's always paying attention.
It's almost like you didn't even draft. I thought I saw you. You look really concerned about the whole thing, but I'm sorry. That message was
Steven's team had the highest score in the league by nearly 20 points.
Yeah.
That's a toughie. You know what would fix that? Less bench seats. Guaranteed.
Well, his biggest hit has been Christian McCaffrey and AJ Brown getting injured.
Yeah, those aren't good ones.
And then what did Trey Sermon do this week? Did he even score 1 point? It was like 0.8. No, he did okay. But yeah, that's a big drop off from Christian McCaffrey scoring 20 every week.
Yeah.
Wait, do I need to yell at somebody?
He finally started Brandon Cooks because he had to, and Brandon Cooks only scored 4.7.
He has been balling for 3 weeks. And then they just
13, 14, 12, 4.7.
Brandon Cooks should be angry at AJ.
Yeah, he should be sending Santana messages on Instagram.
That was the worst week to play him though, because it was against Buffalo, and Buffalo kicked the shit out of them. So
this is true.
I think Buffalo's the team in the NFL. You guys will hear that in my quick and dirty.
Yeah.
Quick and dirty.
Right.
Quick and dirty.
Very nice.
I mean, there's root. Golly, Steven is.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill this week was again Tyreek Hill because it was kind of a shootout. It has to be kind of a close game usually for him to have those. He and Patrick Mahomes to have those kind of stats because it has to be a shootout. So he just kept throwing at Tyreek Hill. He's very difficult to cover.
Look, Tyreek Hill is. I hate to say it. I absolutely hate to say it because obviously there is some past with Tyreek Hill, some past that I don't love. And I guess we're just sitting on a forgiving society, but he is my favorite wide receiver to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, what he can do with the ball in his hands is just absolutely insane. And then you think that he's a little fella, so he can't go up and get it.
See,
Nope. He absolutely can climb the ladder. He goes up and gets it against people twice his size all the time. He's, in my opinion, he's the best receiver in the league.
I think it's hard to argue that. I mean,
Yeah.
argue against that. I don't think there's another guy who can do it. Just
I think
yards after catch too. I mean,
there's two off the top of my head that you'd put like Tyreek Hill at number 1, 2, or 3, and then you'd put Devontae Adams and DeAndre Hopkins in one of those orders. Like, between the three of those people right now, I don't think that you come up with a better wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think.
The only thing about Tyreek,
favorite. Go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
Yeah. The only thing about Tyreek is looking at the numbers, he is incredibly boomer bust.
Yeah.
We're talking 26, 2.9, 4.7, 36.
Yeah, he's the epitome of boomer bust.
Well, that's just 4 seasons. I mean, 4 weeks in.
That's what I've seen most seasons, though. We need to look back to see for sure, but it seems like that's
I need to hear that like from last year as well, because last year I think his floor was damn near 10 points a game.
Okay.
I mean,
and
as a Tyreek Hill lover who knows that he, based on his size and his game set, is kind of boomer bust. Like, I mean, that motherfucker damn near gave you 10 points a game, no matter whether he was catching touchdowns or not. I mean, he's Patrick Mahomes' favorite target.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Does he? I just have to ask you one thing, Kenyatta.
Sure enough.
Does he want you to cup the balls or not?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm afraid to ask.
Well, it sounds like you know.
He knows.
I don't want to get punched in the face or the stomach, or like I'm not his pregnant girlfriend, which once again is horrifying. And I don't think that he's like a person to model your actual behavior after. But as a receiver in the league that I love and watch, he is outstanding.
Never meet your heroes.
Never meet your heroes, folks.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, do you have last year's stats for him?
I do not. I do have this though. Let's see. So you're talking about the backup for the Bears?
Yeah, Bears.
Yeah, Bears.
That's who I got this week. Damian Williams.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you sure enough did pick him up.
That's the joke. Golly. You're dead weight, Kenyatta.
Terrible. You suck. Sorry, I can't. Kenyatta, whatever it is.
Alrighty, guys. Y'all got anything else?
Yeah, no.
You don't?
I don't. I've got to leave anyway, so it works out. This is how long this went.
Cho to Tambian. If I fall from a tree, I'm gonna be really safe.
Yeah. You ought to do a video of that.
Wow, I had to watch a video to do this one, so it's just like an endless cycle. It's easy. You just hook on, you go up, down, but oh no, I'm falling. Ain't gonna work.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that you did that.
Yeah.
It's called a Prusik knot from Prussia. Not really sure if that's where it's from or not, but you would think.
Could have fooled me.
Is it because it's like a spike coming out of the top of it?
I don't know. You know, Kent's half Prussian. Kent, do you know anything about the Prusik knot?
Half Prussian?
Not German, but specifically Prussian.
See.
Only 6% Prussian.
Straight from Brandenburg.
Who are we playing this week? Who am I playing this week? Anybody know?
We are playing. Hold on, it's taking forever to load.
One of you? Pretend that it is. It's Kent. Again, you suck.
So I'm playing Steven. You're playing Will. Cody's playing Nathan.
I'm playing somebody good, man.
And Cunada's playing Trent.
Yeah, I'm playing Trent.
Yeah, me and Kent are going to lose.
4-0 streak.
My dog's barking at a groundhog. If anybody wants to see it, it's probably my muddy ass front yard.
Chase,
Yeah.
if I wanted to see anything about your inside life, I'd kill myself.
Wow.
I mean, I know it's
see
Halloween,
how
but
I burn
damn,
the
that was
ends of my
dark.
lifeline? Also, how I burn the ends of my friendships, Kent. Oh, that was almost close. It's really fucking hot. It melts on you. It drips on you. Ain't gonna lie. Really, really hot. It's okay though. Well, it was really fun, guys.
It was, and thanks everybody for coming. And if you're watching the replay, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button down below. It really does help the channel out. And I guess we'll see everybody next week. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Later, haters.